All right. So hi.
Hi. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. Yeah, so begin. Today's topic is adaptogens. And we started doing these lives to talk about the importance of nutrition, just based on especially what everybody's been dealing with right now with this pandemic. My name is Anuschka Alborzian. I am an empowerment health coach and healer. And this is my BFF from high school.
I'm Rachael Meir. I'm a clinical and health psychologist and also someone who's very passionate about helping people through nutrition, and super excited to talk about adaptogens because it is so critical to what we're all going through in terms of our ability to manage stress.
Absolutely. And I know you are much better at explaining what adaptogens are. It's something that a lot of people are always like, well, what are adaptogens anyway, right? So can you please share with everyone?
Yeah, and there's a lot of buzz around adaptogens and getting supplements that have adaptogens or adaptogenic herbs. And you might hear of things like ginseng or ashwagandha, rhodiola. These are all different types of adaptogenic herbs. But the way that I like to think about it, and the best way to describe it to people, I believe, is thinking about those little tiny wildflowers that grow at the top of a tundra, right? They're in these pretty extreme, harsh climates with heavy winds or changes in temperature. And so they have to learn how to not only survive, but thrive in pretty harsh and extreme environments. And so when you use adaptogens, botanicals and herbs that are grown naturally in the environment, and ingest them, put them into your body, they help the body to basically mitigate and manage the stress response. So we're not going to take adaptogens and poof, be gone, your stress is all alleviated, but it helps the body be able to better manage whatever it's coming at it. So whether it's times of stress like now, anxiety or work-related stress or financial stress or emotional stress or physical activity, it's great for the body, but it also impacts in a stressful way, increases cortisol. And so adaptogens or adaptogenic herbs really help give that body a fighting chance. And rather than having kind of the spike and crash, it keeps everything a little bit more even keel and stable.
Yeah. So I love the way you explain it. I know one of the things that I always say too, just adding on, is like adaptogen, right? Adapt, like that's a part of it. And so it really has our bodies be like adapt to what it needs to be. So if in the morning, for instance, we wake up, we're supposed to actually have energy, right? And so when we have the adaptogens, then it actually will have our body center and, really have adapt to what it's supposed to actually function like. And then same thing at night, we're supposed to get tired and sleep. And so therefore it will adapt so that way we can actually get a good night's rest.
That's perfect.
Right?
That's perfect. And especially because so many people, it's like they thrive or rely on, not thrive, but rely on 5 cups of coffee to get up and running. Or at nighttime, your brain is racing with thoughts that they can't seem to shut down and calm. The nice thing about adaptogens is that you can literally take it whenever and it will go to work to do what the body needs at that time. Other people do spring out of bed with a lot of energy, but then they also have too much energy, or they crash in the afternoon when they should really still be having energy to sustain them throughout the day. So if you take the adaptogens at say 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you might find that you're able to increase your energy and your focus and your concentration and continue throughout the day without that crash, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's been one of the biggest, I guess my favorite things to put in my body is, supplementing my body. And I'm just learning so much more about it. Recently, I discovered that, all these adaptogens that I've been having are actually Ayurvedic as well, which to me, I'm all about Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, all the, ways of holistically healing my body. Right. And that's what I've been taking on, ever since my own personal brain tumor journey. And I know what a difference it's made. And so like, for me, it's just like, I love learning more and more about all these details because I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm fascinated and I love learning about what each of these different, flowers actually provide for us, especially that's what, we have nature. Nature is beautiful in so many different herbs and flowers are here for for our healing purposes.
Right,
Right.
right, right. And it's really funny too, because I hadn't heard about adaptogens before I started Isogenics, which is now the line that I use, and obviously both of us use, because it's just so great that the supplements that they have to offer us are just putting together all of these individual adaptogens that you can go to the store, and if you know which one does it for which purpose, and you can mix and match and you can create your own concoction and blend. Or from my perspective, one-stop shop, Isogenics makes it super easy. But I laugh, and I remember way back early on when I first got started, at one point my sister and I just like, everything was going great. And she and I have had a relationship history that was not always the best, a little bit tumultuous over the years. And we would butt heads and argue a lot. And we both had gotten started on Isogenics. And I remember just being like, I like my sister. Like, we get along. Things are going really well. And we were kind of joking about it being the happy juice, or, you know, the get along with your sister juice. And then at one point, neither one of us had taken the Ionics. It's called Ionics Supreme through Isogenics for a little while. And we were in this awful argument. And I was like, did you take your Ionics today? She's like, no, did you? And I was like, no. But it just like chills everything out, and it makes you like just happier. We literally laughed. It's like your happy juice.
Oh, totally. And I mean, like two things came up when you said that. One, when I first started Isogenics, I remember actually calling you and asking you, like, is there any drugs in this stuff? Because I had never felt so happy and so energetic naturally before, right?
Right.
I wasn't having coffee or anything. And so I was like, oh my God. And I'm very clear that this was a big part of it, you know, like having like this, you know, this, what I call magic juice. Some may call it happy juice. I call it my magic juice. And then again, you know, with my whole brain tumor journey, one of the three oncologists that I had, because I'm all about shifting my doctors if they're not on the same page as me. But one of them actually was like, no, you can't take any of these products. These aren't, because he just didn't know. He didn't know what they were. So for him, he was just like, better not to take it. Not realizing it was impacting me anyway, because just like you, it's kind of like, oh, well, I just don't feel as happy or as you know, calm. And then like months later, one of the things I started realizing is I was starting to get these PMS symptoms again and get really emotional again. And I was like, what the heck? These have gone away for years now. I'm like, what's changed? You know, I'm like, is it because of chemo? And I was trying to figure it out. And then it all of a sudden dawned on me that, oh, you know what? I haven't had Ionics, you know, this Ionics Supreme for like, I don't know, like 6 months at that point. And I remember taking it to my last oncologist, who I absolutely love, by the way, and he looked at the products, you know, the ingredients, and he's like, this looks actually like it would be great for you. I don't know why the last oncologist said not to have it. Like, I don't either. And so I started immediately, and no joke, the following month, no symptoms again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why I'm like so fascinated about learning about these different adaptogens. And one of the things that I actually ended up researching about, and we talked about this offline, was one of the adaptogens that's in there called Bacopa monnieri, which, because now I'm, you know, like I said, I'm a empowerment health coach and healer, and I work with those that have health struggles. And one of my clients actually has a daughter that's going through the same tumor that I went through. And she actually introduced the Bacopa monnieri to me, which is an adaptogen. And I'm like, that sounds familiar. And I couldn't figure out why. And I look it up, and it's into the Isogenics products. And not to say like, you know, any of these adaptogens are going to cure or treat anything by any means, but there have been studies done that apparently taking a certain amount of this type of Bacopa monnieri adaptogen, which actually is for the brain function and stress relief and chronic inflammation, and it does contain powerful antioxidants, so nutrition. But apparently it's supposed to stop the proliferation of GBM cells, which is a glioblastoma tumor, right? So there was research done on that, and I don't know like the amount of, so I personally ended up just getting a whole, you know, actual, a separate supplement just to add in addition to this, because to me, why not? You know?
Sure.
So.
Right. That's fascinating. It's really, really fascinating. And when you do, you start to research even in the individual level, what these different adaptogens have been used for and what their benefits can be, and the correlation that they've shown with preventing certain ailments or diseases or conditions in and of themselves. Yeah, it's absolutely remarkable. And so often I just feel like we jump so quickly to prescribing medications and pills and trying to mask symptoms, where there are holistic, natural things already growing in the environment, just like you said, that can be so beneficial in the body. To why not try that and target that first?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So yay. Yeah, so that's adaptogens for you. And, you know, if anybody has any questions or, you know, comments,
try them out.
Yeah, once to try them out, just let us know. We'd love to share more. I cannot imagine my life without these amazing
at least once a day, if not twice. Oh yeah.
I've actually been increasing it to twice now. And anytime anyone stresses, you know, or has like, especially these days, right? Like when they're stressed more than usual, I'm like, take it in the morning and then take it at night as well, because you know, it won't hurt you, it'll help you.
Totally. And actually, one other piece that we didn't add, but it can be really great also for muscle recovery.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
for
right.
athletes, and really using ionics for endurance and performance and recovery. It's great.
Yeah, especially because of the whole, you know, like when you're working out, you are putting stress on your muscles. So same thing. But so yay. Well, thank you all for joining us. And oh yes, Conchetta's like, wonderful products. I've been using them since 2014. I know, and that's you, right? 2014, same year for me.
2013.
2013. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2015. Well, I started initially 2014, and then
Yep. I'll never stop. Never ever.
Yay. All right. Well, have a wonderful rest of your Monday, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye.